The last entry on this tier is one I know you're familiar with. By now, everyone and their mom has seen an anti-piracy screen or two in the recommended, and there's a lot of history to this genre of horror. It's a trend that was so well made that thousands of people still have no idea that 90% of them were fake. But that was never really the point. Back in the 90s and 2000s, a lot of games had built-in systems to detect whether you were playing a legitimate copy or running it on some kind of bootleg device. Unlike today where pirated games just don't work or are nearly impossible to crack, developers back then had a little more fun with it. They'd mess with the player in ways that wasted their time or worse. Famous examples like Spyro, Earthbound, and Ocarina of Time would let you get all the way to the end of the game before pulling the rug out from under you, either deleting your save file or locking you out right before the final chapters. But some developers decided to take a slightly different approach. They wanted to make sure you never pirated ever again. Fast forward to late 2020 when hundreds of so-called anti-piracy screens flooded YouTube, all starting with the now infamous Mario Party DS screen. It was just believable enough to kickstart one of the biggest trends of that year. Suddenly, everybody was finding these bizarre, creepy hidden events in old games. And while most of them were clearly not meant to be taken seriously, that didn't stop a huge number of people from buying into it. Like yeah, people genuinely believed a demon would kill Mario if you didn't buy the game. As the trend picked up steam, creators really pushed it to its limits with insane examples like your Nintendog dying of scurvy and whatever this is. But the funniest part to me was the comment section wars. People fighting tooth and nail over whether these were real or claiming that they totally had this happen to them as kids. Even though this trend has mostly fizzled out, I think it's a perfect snapshot of what gaming urban legends are all about. Gamers having an absolute blast lying to each other and making some really creative stuff in the process, which makes it a really fitting way to close out the video.